Hey, good morning. It is Paul Farmer here. This is Freedom Project Live, episode 192. 192. And what I like to do on these is share with you marketing tips, mindset tips, and anything I believe that could help you in your personal life, in your business, anything that you may find of value. Okay, so what I want to talk about today is something that stood out to me while I was watching the movie. What is it called? The What's it called? Um, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Sorry, mine went blank. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and it's the story of Mr. Rogers, the children's TV show that I believe aired for a while. Um, I wasn't a big watcher of it when I was a kid. I think I saw a couple episodes, but it wasn't like a big deal to me. But I do remember the trolley and the songs and all that stuff. But anyway, the movie was more about the person that profiled him for Esquire magazine, Lloyd. I can't think of his last name, Lloyd. Than Fred Rogers himself. But it was very interesting to me because when I was watching it, one of the things I noticed, because Lloyd was supposed to be interviewing Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers. And every time he tried to interview him, what would happen is Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers, would start asking him questions about himself. And at first, it kind of frustrated Lloyd because he's like, I'm supposed to be interviewing you. Why are you interviewing me? But what happened was Mr. Rogers started asking questions about him and his life and what was going on with him. And he started to open up. And he actually, through this process, he had like a deep resentment towards his dad, like what happened with his dad. And he was able to forgive his dad and move on through that from that. But the thing that I noticed most was it was all about the other person. And we could bring that into our lives. We could bring that into business because business is relationships. And business is about connecting with other people, learning what's going on with them, offering a solution to whatever problem they have. That's what it's about. It's not about just pitching things and slamming your link in front of people and all that. The professionals, the people that make the most money, they are good at communicating effectively with people. And the person that's asking the questions is the person that's leading the conversation, that's in charge of the conversation. So, but it just stood out to me so much because that is what we need to be doing. We need to be establishing relationships and learning what it's about and all that, what's going on in people's lives. And we could do that in our day-to-day lives as well. Because what most of us do is we tell others about what's going on in our lives. Now we don't really pay attention to what's going on with the other person. So they don't really, feel anything really. I mean, you don't really, but the thing with Fred Rogers or Mr. Rogers, whatever you want to call him, whenever he met anybody, like he put that person first. It was all about that person. There was nothing about him. It was all about that person. And that was really a powerful thing, I think. And that's why so many people loved him. But that was the movie. I don't know how accurate that was, but that's what really stood out to me. And I believe that's what we could bring to our business. And when we bring that kind of thing to our business, you'll see very noticeable results. And I know every time that I am able to and if you're not able to do that, then people will hide and not really tell you what's going on. So it's important to learn how to do that. But once you can, then you can really get to what's going on in their life and how you can best help them. Because, thinking back, every time I have someone that wants to work with me, it's because I've changed their state in some way. It might be from watching a video. It might be from a Facebook post. It might be from a Facebook Live. But typically they come from that. They come to me and they're open because I already changed their state. We already have a connection. So the difference is when you don't have a connection, people aren't going to take you very seriously. They're going to be closed off. So that's why you got to find something in common with them. And then you can move in and talk. Sure, if you're out there communicating with people, many of them are posturing. Many of them are, they may not be making any money whatsoever, but they're not going to tell you that. They could really use the help, but they're not going to tell you that because, one, they don't want to be sold. To make the amount of sales I've made is really, I believe it's from video. I believe it's from, certain Facebook posts where I'm more real, like not just a little fancy motivational quote, but like, hey, speaking the truth, speaking what I really believe. And that's what people resonate. Now, not all people resonate. The people that you don't want to won't resonate with you. So, but that's just something that stood out to me in that movie. Was he was all about the other person and listening to what the other person had going on in their life, as opposed to him telling everybody what's going on with his life. He always put the other person first. And that's an excellent life lesson. And that's an excellent business lesson. And it's actually something that this mentoring program I'm a part of, this private community I'm a part of, that's something we're taught there. We're taught to really take interest in the other person we're communicating with and not just pitch them whatever. So that's what we're taught. And we're taught to do that offline, online. It doesn't matter, but that's what we're taught. And that's where like so many people are making a mistake because they're going, oh, my product is the best product of all time. And the truth of the matter, nobody cares. I mean, there's a saying that if they don't, they don't care unless they know you care. I think that's a saying, something like that. They don't care unless they know you care, right? Or you can't help. It's something like that. But the whole point is put the other person first. Listen, learn what's going on in their life, and you're going to get a lot further. You're going to your results will increase, especially if you're in a business where we're dealing with people, which is almost every business. Almost every business we're dealing with people. So if you're in a business, if you're in a profession where you're dealing with people, you got to learn how to ask questions and listen. Those are like the main things. And I got to work on that myself. I really do. And get better at it. That's something I'm working on. It's something that, like I said, we're taught in this private community, along with other things. But that's one of the things. If you'd like to learn more about the private community, if you'd like to learn how you can actually get a 7-figure proven model, go ahead and reach out to me. Honestly, that's probably the best way. But if you don't want to do that, you can click the link. There's a video that's going to talk about how the program can help you no matter what it is you're doing, no matter what you're promoting, online, offline, real estate, insurance, automotive sales, online marketing, network marketing. Like, it doesn't matter. What's shared in this community, what you learn in this 7-figure model, you can apply to anything in your life. And that's really what I want to stress, because it is so much bigger than just the product. It's so much bigger. These are actual strategies and skills that you could apply to anything. And that's the whole reason I bring it up in the first place. You can apply it to anything. And anyone that takes it seriously, is teachable, goes through and does what's taught, they get insane results. Go figure, right? So anyway, that's all I got for today. I hope you got some value. With that, make it a great day. See you the next time.